So we're gonna be done with Torchlight soon. I think we've played the game enough to give a professional opinion. So let's talk about what's good and what's bad about it for the viewers that may not have seen all 70-something episodes of us playing this game. Let's talk about the bad. What do you guys think was bad about this?
The unsuspecting explosions that some of the enemies.
Oh my god! Again with the explosion.
Did you just get wrecked by that?
Yeah, I got wrecked by that.
Oh man.
Also, that I just got wrecked with one hit.
So you.
All right, so one of the things that I don't think the game does well is like the mechanics of how to become tanky are not there. Like no matter what you stack, really, you can't really become tanky. It's really hard unless you have just obscene legendary gear, which I mean Dylan has all the legendary gear and he still dies. And
but he's not building for tankiness, so.
Right, but I was at some point and it didn't work. And I've tried everything. I've tried stacking health. I've tried stacking all the different armors, like in Path of Exile. I've tried stacking vitality to boost the block percentage. I've tried everything in this game, and it's just not doable, I feel. And I've looked this up on the forums. They agree that they basically say just don't get hit. That's the best way to stay alive.
Yep.
Just don't get hit.
Go for a dodge build.
Yeah, and not dodge in the sense of dodge from dexterity dodge, just dodging by moving. Because dodge in this game the dodge stat in this game only affects. Is there an elite?
Yeah.
It only affects physical damage, like arrows or rocks being thrown at you, or just a physical hit. So the dodge stat in this game is not even really useful because half the time you're gonna die from an explosion or some kind of arcane damage or some
AoE
dot effect.
that I just
Yeah,
got killed by.
AoE or something. Yeah.
You just died again?
So, so, yo, there's level 106 stuff in here. So that's one of the things that I didn't like about this game. It's just that you cannot build a really tanky character that can just take an indefinite amount of hits, which is one element that is really fun in RPGs, is building that really tanky character. Some people love that. Another thing that I don't really like about this game is that there's no level scaling. And that's something that I love in RPGs. Like, let's take Borderlands for example. Even the first Borderlands, after you beat the game twice, after that everything scales to your level. So like regular mobs will be your level. The badass mobs or the brute mobs will be like one level ahead of you, and then the super badasses and the boss enemies will be like 2 or 3 levels ahead. And that's really good. And in other RPGs like Skyrim, the game basically scales with you the entire way. Like, I don't know if any of you have ever tried it, but in Skyrim, you could basically like max out your blacksmithing or crafting or your enchantment stuff like really early. And if you do that without leveling up like your offenses and defenses, the game still scales to your level. And like, let's say you max out your crafting abilities and stuff off the bat in Skyrim, you're gonna all of a sudden be encountering ancient dragons that you can't fucking kill, and it makes the gaming extremely hard. But conversely, if all you do is just play the game and you level up your offensive and defensive skills, the game will be easy because the enemies that you do encounter that are your level, they're not going to be very strong comparative to your character. So I like that dynamic in RPGs. In this game, there was no level scaling, and like if you go on the wiki, it tells you exactly what level everything will be at in every playthrough, and that sucks because it's not. You have to like grind like what we had to do. Like if you try to just go through the whole game like every single playthrough without grinding, you're gonna be severely underleveled, and that sucks because you in a game like this you don't really want to be underleveled because it kind of takes away from just hack and slashing, and that's the fun part of this game. So I didn't like that aspect either. I think that was a bad design. Another thing that is arguably bad about this game is that like you can't respec. And yes, I understand. Their idea was that they want you to replay the game with different characters to explore different builds and stuff. It adds to replay quality. You know, you're gonna put a lot of hours into the game if you want to explore different builds. But at the end of the day, nobody really has time for that. One of the reasons why people keep playing games like Borderlands 1 or any Borderlands game is that you can just respec on the fly. So if you want to try something new, you just do it, and it's convenient. And if you go on the Steam, you'll see people still playing Borderlands 1. It's one of those addicting things about that game. You can try so many things on one character, and you don't have to invest many hours into it, because once you have one character maxed out, you can just keep respecing it, and it's not gonna punish you by making you play the game over and over again. I'm not saying that they need to make it exactly like Borderlands. But they could have put something in the game, like even if it was just like for an insane amount of money that would require a lot of grinding to get to respec. It would have been nice. Even like Diablo, like you can move your points around at will, you know, like on the different runes and stuff that you get for your skills. You can move those around as you get new ones, and that's probably a reason why Diablo is so popular, because you can try different builds and stuff. Let's say something you try doesn't work out, but one of your friends is playing has one of those characters, you can try what they did. You know, you don't have to spend another 10 hours getting a character up to max level or whatever. You guys want to add anything to that?
Man, I don't mind the grinding because I'm so used to playing RPGs to begin with, so grinding's not that big a deal for me. So I don't think that as a negative. I just take it as it is what it is, and
Right.
that's what. Again, most RPGs I play, you kind of have to do it.
Yeah.
It's like what I'm playing right now with Tales of Zestiria. Like the entire game, I didn't have to grind at all. But as soon as I got to the final boss, like I was like 30 levels under the boss, and I was doing fine the entire game until I hit the final boss. And now I have to start grinding. I mean, it's okay. It sucks that like I couldn't just beat the game as I was, but I mean, I know from all my experience from all the other JRPGs that I've played that it's just a mechanic in the game. That's it. So it's not that big a deal for me.
Yeah, me either. I'm mostly used to some RPG hardcore action, so I kind of like it that I can grind enough where I can just go back and run through everything. It makes me feel powerful. Makes me feel like a man.
And not a lot of
Okay.
games do that. Like you said, Borderlands scales to your level, so in some instances you're not really going to be able to be that overpowered.
Yeah.
The same thing with like the Souls games. You're never going to be overpowered. Like the enemies are always going to be stronger than you because that's how the game's made.
Well, you see, before they added the whole level scaling to Borderlands 1, because I played it back then before they did that. It it almost took the challenge away of the game. Like if I'm level 60 and I'm fighting level 50 mobs just because I've completed all the quests up to that point and I'm so much higher level than everybody, it just doesn't give me a challenge and I get bored of it. It works both ways. I think that's just my personal preference, I guess.
Yeah. I like a little bit of both. I like switching it up. That's why I play Souls games and I play games like these.
I completely feel you guys though, because like when they did patch the game and added scaling to the game, I kind of missed being able to just melt the badasses as I saw them and stuff, and just be this completely overpowered entity in the game. But I don't know. It's a double-edged sword. I'll just leave it.
Yeah, it is. So about if you do it, where they scale to you.
By the way,
If they do a game where they scale to you, you have to have a good progression. Because some of the older games that I played that kind of play like this game, you can't go back and do like old quests because you're so overpowered. World of Warcraft, I'm looking at you. But yeah, it's preference. It's nice switching it up too. I like that. A small complaint I have is I feel like the characters are too small sometimes. Perspective wise.
You can zoom in.
Yeah, that's true. So, but I don't usually remember to zoom in. I guess I like the natural perspective Diablo has.
Yeah.
Well, you can zoom in Diablo too.
I actually like them being small. Only until there's like a million enemies on the screen and I can't see where my character is. But other than that, I just like having the really large perspective. I'm also somebody that likes to play video games on 120 FOV, so you know that's just something that I like in all games, just having big field of view. Is that it? Is that all that we can think of for bad stuff?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't really have too many complaints about the game, other than my continued complaint that I get the worst drops. But
that's purely on your end.
I know.
That's not the game design.
I get the worst drops in any kind of drop-based game, like this or Diablo or Path of Exile.
I just gave you in-game X, bro.
Yeah, I didn't find it though.
But I gave it to you.
I know, which is good.
It.
But like I'm saying, if I'm playing this by myself, like I get like the worst pieces of shit.
Well, that's what good friends are for, man. I don't know. I don't know what else to say for about that. Alright, so let's talk about the good stuff. Game runs fine, even for an older game that is probably only optimized for like 1 core on your processor. It runs great. Though, if you have like an older computer, it may lag for you just based on the fact that it's based off a single core performance. Game is not graphically demanding at all.
Well, there was that other complaint that we kept on dropping, so
I think that's just servers based. I'm not gonna
Still
hold that
complaint,
against the game design.
it's a complaint for partying up. So.
Well, at least it's not as bad as pre-sequel. Because lately, Alex and I have been trying to play pre-sequel with just other characters, and it's been rough. Like Steam disconnects all the time. And oh my god!
It just got wrecked by the ghosts.
I did too. I think all 3 of us did at the same time.
I got wrecked by archers. Oh, now the ghouls got me. I didn't even see that, dude.
Alright, he's dead.
And it drops nothing.
So yeah, game is pretty well optimized for an older game. I like the art. The art style is cool. The characters are pretty cool. They all fit their own roles, I guess. Actually, I do have another complaint. Let me go back to some of the characters could have used a little bit more depth in their like skill design. For example, the Outlander, all I've been doing is been spamming the glaive since level 1.
Well, maybe you should have branched out other than the glaive.
Well, I did go on the wiki and the forum and the Torchlight forums, and basically the glaive is the strongest skill. So there's no reason not to just max out the glaive. Unless you want to go rapid fire, but
that rapid fire, man.
Ultimately, the glaive is probably still stronger. So that's another complaint. But other than that, I think the characters are well designed. Gameplay is good. It's co-op. We can never get enough co-op games, so thank you for making a co-op game.
I don't like that if you're too far from an enemy, you won't get the drops.
Or just not in the map. Like, if you're in the same instance, you should get the drops.
Yeah.
They should just be there when you get there. I can't really think of anything else good to say about the game. I would have liked some more story content. I would like to know what the story is about.
Well,
I didn't watch the cutscenes.
That's our fault, right?
Yeah, that's our fault.
All
I know is that I killed a lot of shit.
I feel like we were a lot more negative than positive.
I mean, just the fact that we played the game for so long is a positive thing.
Yeah, no, it was solid.
It's a very solid game. I give it like a 8 out of 10, probably. It was well worth the money. Like, how much did we spend on this game?
Well, it was on sale. I mean, I got it before the both of, or at least before you did. There, I don't remember.
I can't remember how much I spent on the game. It was like, it was less than $15, and I think.
I think I spent like $5 for it when I got it.
Yeah, I think I spent $5 too.
Yeah, probably. I think the base cost is probably $15, and that's pretty good value. So
yeah, for this kind of game, there's so much replayability for it.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong. And if you like dungeon crawler games, it's a game for you.
Yep. If you get tired of playing Diablo, you want to break, you want to do something else. Same for Path of Exile, you want to break from Path of Exile. Torchlight is right up your alley.
Yeah, it was solid. They give Diablo a good run for their money.
Also, it's moddable, so I mean that the mod community is probably still going. You can find some interesting mods out there. Like I said in an earlier episode, you can mod this game so that you go up to level 500. How exciting is that?
Well, I made it up to level 99 now. One more level.
I think, ow. That almost killed me.
I know.
Good game. Good game, Runic. You made a good game. It works.
Waiting on Torchlight 3, man. Waiting on Torchlight 3.
They're not gonna make it, but
I guess I'll still be waiting.
Alright. I'll play your next game with the little dude with the arm.
I think they'll make it if Hob.
Hob?
Yeah. That's their next right game.
That's their next game.
Runic. Alright. I can see them making another Torchlight. if Blizzard takes too long to make another Diablo.
What do you think the lifespan on Diablo 3 is?
Well, it only got longer because they had to like revamp everything.
Yeah, and they're still fucking patching it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Another 3 years?
If they continue going how they are, yeah. If they stop like right now, maybe a year
Maybe
or two.
another year.
Yeah.
Man, if it's still gonna be like what the seasons are, and it's the same crap that you get from the seasons, I think it won't last that much longer. I mean, I think they kind of need like another expansion or something, kind of revitalize them, because they only have what, the Reaper of Souls. And that one expansion for Diablo, kind of weak.
Oh, whoa. I was not expecting more elites.
We got one more down. Both of them. Okay.
Alright, so I guess if anybody's confused, we do like this game. You should buy it. That's basically what the summary there.
Steam sales coming up. You got some?
Buy it on the Steam sale. It always goes on.
Yeah, it's always on sale. You can't go wrong with the game.
Yeah, $5.
If you have friends, buy the game. If you don't have friends, buy the game.
Make friends.
And make 50 friends.
And get that achievement.
So that you can do the achievement. Huh? Be careful, there's knives on the floor.
There's an elite
I'm
over
standing
here.
on one.